So it's exactly 2 months until I leave for Florence for my month-long trip. And I don't have a set agenda, but I do need to start tightening things up, I think. In my past videos, I have highlighted how to get to about 25 different cities in and around Florence and northern Italy. So that's going to be the focus of where I'm going to be doing my trips. So in this video, what I've done is I have focused on and highlighted 14 cities that I think I am definitely going to be exploring, doing lunch, doing some shopping, and then getting back to Florence. So I hope you enjoy. So for the entire month of November, I'll be spending my time in Florence, Italy. My focus of this trip is to use Florence as my hub and take the train in and around northern Italy to the small, quaint, off-the-beaten-path towns, some of which are popular with the tourists and some of which are lesser known. Volterra is a popular hilltop town that does not have any train access, but I'll most likely hire a driver for half a day to see this beautiful hilltop town with its Roman architecture and beautiful panoramic views. San Gimignano is another one of those towns that's difficult to reach by train, but is definitely worth a visit. This is another town where I'll probably hire a driver for half a day. The drive will only take about an hour each way, and it's in the heart of wine country and is one of my top desired destinations. Padua is in the north of Italy, and it's a bit of a train ride, but it's still a direct train from Florence, and it'll take about 2 hours to get there. It's a beautiful hilltop historic town that has beautiful palazzos and piazzas. The cost of the train up there to Padua will take about $45 each way. Crotone is where they filmed the movie Under the Tuscan Sun. There's a direct train from Florence and it only takes about an hour and a half. It's one of those smaller hilltop towns that's just south of Florence, and it's a walled city that's ideal for shopping and walking around the walls and having lunch. The train only costs about $14 each way to get there. Although it's in the north of Italy, Verona is on one of the main rail lines, so it's a direct ride from Florence, meaning that there's no changes that need to be made at another station before getting there. It takes about an hour and a half to get there and costs about $41 each way on the fast train. Verona is a historic city center and of course is the inspiration for Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Siena has been on my bucket list for many years. The train only takes about an hour and a half to get there and is a direct trip. It costs about $12 each way, and it's known for its small alley shopping and its beautiful public piazza. It's also known for the historic horse race that races twice a year. Lucca is one of those lesser-known small hilltop walled towns that's a direct train ride from Florence. It only takes about an hour and a half to get there because it's on one of the slower train lines, and it only costs about $10 to get there each way. Arezzo is just south of Florence, and because of that, it's probably not very popular with the tourists because it's on the slow train line. It takes about an hour to get there in a direct slow train, about $11 each way. It's known for its antiques and its beautiful Roman amphitheater and frescoes from the early Renaissance era. Ferrara is another one of those hilltop towns that has direct train route taking only about an hour to get there from Florence. It's about $33 each way, and this beautiful hilltop town has gorgeous Renaissance buildings and a moated castle right in the middle of town. Bologna is not a small town, but it does have beautiful churches and basilicas. And it's on the fast train route line, so it only takes about 30 minutes to get there. And because it's on that fast train line, the price to get to Bologna from Florence is about $30 each way. Montevarchi is another one of those small hilltop towns, and it's very close to Florence. And it's on the slow train line. It only takes about 30 minutes to get there at a cost of about $8 each way. It's one of those smaller towns that's definitely off the beaten path, not in a Rick Steves book, and definitely won't have many tourists. Pienza is one of those gorgeous small hilltop towns known for its views of the beautiful countryside. Because there's no train station close by, this is another town where I'll hire a driver for about half a day. The area around Pienza is where they filmed the scene from Gladiator where Russell Crowe was racing home to save his wife and child. That was the biggest Kleenex moment of my year. Montepulciano is very popular with the tourists because it's in the middle of wine country, but it's definitely worth a visit. It's another one of those small hilltop towns that require about an hour and a half drive to get there, but it's definitely worth it. San Giovanni Valdarno is another one of those small towns south of Florence on the slow train rail line. It takes about a half an hour to get there at a cost of about $8 each way. It's one of those off the beaten path towns that the tourists will not be infiltrating, so I'll have the place to myself. So these are the 14 cities that I am going to have all the information in my back pocket on how to take a day trip from Florence, to have lunch, explore, do some shopping, and see the sights.